Hey everybody, what's happening? Your boy Ham Solo right here with Doc Dark 1985, the man. He always says there's levels to this, right?
There's levels to
Yes,
this. That's
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. I'm really happy to have you. But before we get started, I'm just going to let everybody know go on ahead and hit that like button, share this out so much other awesome people within the gaming community can see my man's right here today. But we're going to go on ahead and get straight into it right now because I'm just trying to do my best to respect his time, even though he said it's okay. I still want to do that for my guests and not drag things on for 2.5, 3 hours. So so let's go on ahead, bruh. What gaming and social media platforms can people check you out on so they can either play some games with you or just holla at you?
That's what's up. Thank you, man. So you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter, PSN, Xbox, and it's all under the same gamer tag, DocDog1985. So you can't get it confused. DocDog1985. You can find me on all the platforms. Again, PSN, Xbox. I even got Steam, Stadia, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Again, DocDog1985, you'll be able to find me. And if you request me as a friend, I'll definitely accept you. So just come on down, accept me.
So you hear him, he said there's levels to this, y'all. So that's one thing that a lot of people need to do when they start getting into content creating. Make sure your name is the same every single where. I tell you what, I have a few people that I do podcasts with and their names are, all over the place. And it's just like,
Yeah,
man, how you expect anybody to find you when you got 7, 8 different names?
that
So
makes a
good
huge
on you,
difference.
man. Good thinking. Good forward thinking on that. But
Yeah.
bruh, what are you playing right now? I know we talked a little bit in the green room, but let everybody else know what's going on.
Okay, so right now I am playing Fable. Yes, if you watch my content, you know I am into quote unquote old games because if I've never played it, it's a new game to me. That just makes sense, right? If I've never played it, it's a new game to me. So I'm playing Fable, the very first one. I'm probably about to beat it. I can't believe how much I'm actually enjoying this game. And I know I haven't done half of the things that you could do because apparently people are telling me that I could get married and have a wife, but I've been straight business, haven't been talking to anybody. I've been red pill with it, just focused on my mission. You know what I mean? So freaking playing Fable right now, 4K 60 on the Xbox Series S, X, and on HDR. So I'm enjoying it, man. So that's what I'm playing right now currently. And I'm the type of gamer that usually plays one game at a time. So I'll play Fable, and then if I'm just trying to chill real quick, I'll pop in a game of Halo or a game of Forza. That's about it.
We are not the same, sir. I play
Talk
like,
to me.
yeah, I play like 3, 4, 5 different games. Like, just like, I don't know. I pick up whichever controller, whether it's a PlayStation, Xbox, one of these retro consoles. I just pick up something and wonder if I want to play it. Sometimes I turn it on, look at the load screen, turn it right back off.
How do you do that though? Like, how do you? Because I'll forget the story. Like, I'll forget what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I'll forget.
Oh,
That's
I
why I gotta
forget
do
the
one
story
game at
too.
a time.
Cyberpunk. I turned that on and then walked up to something and it said, "This is the." They're like, "This is the end of the story," and I was like, "Oh shit, I don't even remember what happened." Yeah, so
That's
I mean
crazy.
that happens to me all the time. But the thing is I'm just scatterbrained, man. I just can't help it.
Okay.
I just get really bored easily, and I mean, I get a little caught up with watching people on Twitter, seeing the games that they're playing. I'm like, oh man, I want to try that out. Oh man, I haven't beat that yet, or something like that. Like, so I'll miss out on something, but at the same time, I'm looking at myself like, man, like you don't want to be like you were back in the Xbox One and PS4 days, because I was stingy as a motherfucker back then.
Oh, okay.
Like back in that time, all I did was Xbox. Xbox One was it. So,
Ah,
so this time around, I'm a grown man now. I'm a grown man. I ain't trying to
yeah.
mess around with just one console. I'm trying to play as much as I can, and
Nice.
that probably doesn't help with the whole scatterbrain, can't finish. But I mean, just this week I finished Cyberpunk. I'm on the tail end of Ghost of Tsushima. Um, I put like 25 hours already in in WWE 2K22, and I
Yeah.
bought that like Sunday. I already put like 25 hours in
Damn.
it, bro. So
You
I
like it
mean,
that
like,
much?
bro, it's just the disrespect. You know, I mean, you were talking about this a little bit ago about trolling a little bit, right? How
Yeah.
it's fun to do something and know that there isn't really any repercussion because you're not doing
Yeah.
anything that bad. Well,
Yeah.
well, WWE 2K22 gives you that same feeling because you're
Okay.
talking, you're selecting your choices on how you want to talk shit. Whether you want to be cool or be an asshole. I've been a heel most of the time, so I've just
Heel
been
or
a
baby face. Okay.
yeah, I've been a complete heel. I beat up the general managers already. Done
Yeah.
told Christian I was gonna take out his take out his neck and take him back to his kids and show him to him. And
That's crazy.
bruh, I'm telling you, bro, I drove Eddie Guerrero's Impala to the stage, and Rey Mysterio lost it because Eddie dead.
Yo, so it's like that?
Yeah, it's
The
like
game
that in that game.
is
You can
like
get
that? Damn.
disrespectful in that game, and I was just
Damn.
doing it up. But I
That's
mean
crazy.
that's my way of being rude and reckless and
I
you
feel
know.
you.
But anyways, enough about me because this show is about you today. So I want to know what was like the first kind of console that you got into as a youngin? There ain't no way you just started out with this nice stuff.
No, I mean I'm 36 years old. So for me
I
the
would have never
first
guessed you were older than me, bro.
yeah, I'm
I mean,
36, man.
obviously 1985, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I from looking at you, I wouldn't have guessed it, bro.
I appreciate
You
that, man.
you take
But
care of
yeah, so
yourself. Good job.
so so for me it was the Nintendo, right? The first Nintendo. That was probably the first console that I really got into. And ever since I was young, just because of the way that I grew up, I've always gotten things late, you know. So always had to get things after they dropped in price. So that's just always been my mentality. Never got something when it came out new. So I remember when I got a Nintendo, it was like towards the end of the Nintendo life cycle. The Super Nintendo was about to come out, and I had played it with friends and stuff like that. But I remember that first time I got a Nintendo, it felt amazing. And the Nintendo that I got, it was so old that it was the new version of the Nintendo. I don't know if you know about this thing. It's called like the control deck, where you actually would put the cartridges on top like a Super Nintendo, but it was actually a Nintendo console. And you would turn it on, like you didn't have to push the button. You know how the Nintendo cartridges, you would push the cartridge in and then you had to push it down or whatever. With
Yes.
this one you didn't have to do that. You just put the cartridges on top. I remember I told my mom, I told her, I said, if you get me Mega Man, I think it was like Mega Man 6 or something, either Mega Man 3 or 6, I can't remember. I was like, if you give me Mega Man, I will never go outside again, right? Like that was just my mentality, whatever. My mom wanting, a young kid to stay home and not be outside in the streets, whatever, went ahead and got me the game, whatever. And I think I did that for like a week where I didn't go outside. And then after that, I was like, okay, psych, mom, I need to go outside or whatever. But I remember that console like just really introducing me to gaming, just being able to escape, reality and being able to play the game. And it was just awesome. So that was the console that got me into gaming. But then after that, I really didn't get anything else until the Nintendo 64 came out. And same thing, I got that late. I think I was like in high school when I got the Nintendo 64, and I fell in love with that thing. But by then, it was a community situation. Like, man, I miss that so much about gaming, man. I remember hanging out outside, like, doing whatever we would do, and then people coming over the house, and we would have four controllers, and everyone was
Yep.
playing. And if you lost, you giving up the controller. Somebody's playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just a community. So you're not playing by yourself. We didn't need headsets because you're yelling at the person right next to you.
Yeah,
People
you
would
giving him the
people would get
business too. You giving him the business.
talking smack, man. People getting mad because you're what they called it when you would look at people's screens, um screen peeking or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're playing GoldenEye or Perfect Dark, which is my favorite
Sometimes you
game.
had
But
to get that cardboard, bruh.
bro, it was yeah, boy, bro, yo, I don't know if you remember getting really mad and like actually hitting people, like,
Hell
yo,
yeah.
I know you cheating, I know you cheating. I remember people getting mad, grabbing their controllers, like, I'm leaving, and they take their controllers with them. I'm like, I leave, you know. Oh man, it was wild. So yeah, the
Oh yeah,
Nintendo 64.
screaming, you cheating,
Yeah,
you cheat,
yeah,
throwing the controller, kicking, bro.
yeah,
Y'all
but
about to get into a fist fight.
I remember that. I remember that people be like, "Don't throw the damn controller," because remember the controller would connect to the console. So you throw
Right.
the controller, you pulling the whole console down too, man. Man, some of these kids don't know, man. The struggle was real, man. The struggle was real.
Oh
But
yes.
yeah, so those two consoles have a special place in my heart. So for me, Nintendo, I know. I know a lot of people feel this way. They could do no wrong, and I think that's why they get away with murder
Hmm.
because it's Nintendo. The nostalgia is real, you know.
And
So
I gotta say, Sony's starting to tread that line as well.
I don't think they got enough real estate to do it like Nintendo though.
No, not yet. But I'm just saying they
Right,
are, and Sony's doing very well. I'm very happy with
right.
Sony, and I'm happy to see that they're expanding into making different types of games and stuff like that
Yeah.
by like getting Bungie and stuff. But and much other things like that. They're expanding into the PC market and everything like that, which is really cool. But I can't lie, like when I when I mean I got Ghost of Tsushima for $40 from a store. Luckily, it was still in the wrapper and everything, and it was a
Yeah.
hard copy, right? But I can't agree with things like paying extra $10 for rumble features in your controller when that's what you bought the console for. So like, I mean, there are certain things that I just can't let slide, and that's one of them.
You're making too much sense right now.
Uh-oh,
That's
someone's
been
coming for me then.
yeah, yeah, you're right. They're coming for you. The comment section might be coming for you right now. I can't see chat right now, but they might be coming for you. But yeah,
No, they looking pretty cool right now. They looking pretty
they
cool.
chilling.
Everyone's
Okay.
happy you're here. By the way, let me shout out a few people.
Yeah, yeah.
Mad DRX, thanks for coming out. Is yeah, Mucho Chacho or Mucho Choo, I believe. I'm doing my
Mucho
best, bro.
chulo.
Mike Oretta. Um, I'm just gonna chop the hell out of these names. Reggie Lee, that's an English one I can say. Davin on the Moon, what up, brother? I did an interview with him a couple weeks back. Y'all go check that out.
Right.
Um, and yeah, and is it Severian Evans? I don't know. I'm terrible at this. I'm sorry if
Severin. Yeah,
y'all.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm chopping everybody's name. Blind Giant, I appreciate y'all all coming out, showing the support for me and Doc Dark over here. Really appreciate it. But
Appreciate that. Yeah.
anyways, continue, bruh. Continue.
Yeah. So no, but like what you were saying, right? The whole for me, I don't. Sony doesn't have that real estate with me just yet. So it's almost like I don't know if you watch sports or anything, but you know how to some people LeBron will never catch Michael
Right.
because they saw Michael play, right? So there's one thing watching highlights and everything, and even the highlights that Michael Jordan has are amazing, but watching him actually play and growing up watching Michael play is completely different, right? Well, there's kids now though that didn't watch Michael play that
Right.
only watch LeBron play, right? And we can't take away that. I know my son is 13, right? But for a period of his life until he was 10, he thought that the finals was just LeBron against somebody else. Like that's powerful, right? That reign, that time of reign. And there's kids right now that they know Sony PlayStation as the powerhouse. So to them, they grew up on that, and Sony, can't do no wrong. What confuses me is when I see people my age or your age that really ride hard for the PlayStation. I'm like, hold on now, like you how are you so that invested into the nostalgia of PlayStation when you were around with the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube and the 360 and all these other things when they were competing? You know what I mean? I would understand it more from somebody that started playing like with the PS4, because to me the PS4 is a phenomenal system. Like the games on
Right.
the PS4 to me are just amazing. You know what I mean? I even said that the PS5 is riding the coattails of the PS4, and people got mad at me for that video. But I mean, I wasn't saying in a negative way. I'm just saying that the PS4 is so good that
No, I mean that's is that not a fact? I mean you look at the games that got pushed into PlayStation now, and everyone's like, oh man, God of War is like they went in and fixed that up. That looks great, and oh man, Zero Dawn's looking fantastic.
hmm
Spider-Man was set up in PlayStation 4, not
hmm
PS5. So I mean, there's no shame in riding in your coattails of the last generation.
right,
That just means that you did fucking good. So now you're just celebrating it, right?
right. You did it real good. You still are
I
reaping the
wish I could
fruits
say
of
that
your
about
labor.
Xbox. Nah.
Right,
They ain't riding shit
right.
from last generation.
They had to completely change their model. Right? They had to completely revamp everything. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, the Nintendo 64, like I said, that was the console that and the Nintendo, the consoles that really got me into gaming and loving it. And then after that was probably because I took some time off, which is weird because once I after the Nintendo 64, I have purchased every single because after that now I was in high school, so I was making my own money. I have purchased every single Nintendo console. Like it's just almost like felt like I had to almost, right? Again, that nostalgic feeling, the loyalty feeling. So again, Nintendo can't do nothing wrong for me, right? Even though they keep remaking Mario all over and over again. That's one of the jokes me and my son has is that man, Nintendo got so tired of making Mario, they came up with a game called Mario Maker, told you to make Mario. If that's not the most gangster shit ever,
That's
and then
arrogant
they
as
came
hell.
and then they say, you know what, Mario Maker 2, you make Mario again. If that's not the most gangster shit ever, like, yo, Nintendo don't care, man. How
Not at
many
all.
times does Mario lose the damn princess, right? But I mean, but again, they can't do nothing wrong. So I bought every single Nintendo console, and there's something special about Nintendo consoles in my eyes. Like they're always different, right? Like the GameCube was different. The Nintendo 64 sure as hell was different, especially with that damn controller. I mean, the Wii revolutionized gaming. I don't care what nobody says, right? And even the Wii U, which to me is extremely underrated. And that they took the Nintendo Switch now and just grabbed that Wii U and just took it to the next level. You know what I mean? Which is crazy when you think about it, because we got the Nintendo Switch is a last gen console that's competing with this gen, which is just
Yes.
mind blowing when you really think about it. Like Nintendo
It's
is
hard to
chilling.
accept.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, yeah. And what's crazy, they don't miss. Like I just bought Kirby for my son, for my youngest son Juju, and we were playing it, and I'm like, yo, Nintendo knows what they're doing, man. These and the game looks horrible, right? Because it's like 720p or whatever, right? But you're having fun. You're playing a game and you're having fun, and it's just okay, Nintendo. I'll give you my damn money, you know?
And it's relaxed, and they build some of these games to the point where you just kind of drown in relaxing and just playing it compared to like an Elden Ring or something like that. Yeah, they
Yeah,
have hard games and stuff like that for Switch to like, tickle, whoever wants to play
yeah,
those type of games. But for the most part, most of those games you're just kicking back. Metroid Dread, you're kicking back.
yeah.
I mean, Breath of the Wild, you're kicking back. Super Smash Brothers might be one of the few games that really get you up,
One of the
but
sweaty games. Yeah,
yeah, one of those kind of sweaty games. But bro, for the most part that I've noticed in the games that I've been wanting to purchase, it's
yeah,
mostly on the leisure side where I go to my Xbox or my PlayStation to get frustrated.
bro. Bro, you ain't lying. When you're gonna play on the actual console, it's like, okay, I gotta make sure my seating is right. I'm gonna turn off the lights, make sure I calibrate my TV. Okay, everything good, right? On the Nintendo Switch, man, you just turn it on, play, you pick it up off the dock. If you're gonna go to the airport, sit down on a plane, whatever, you don't even have to play with sound. You know what I'm saying? Like Nintendo is genius. Nintendo Switch is genius. You can play all their games with the sound off. Go ahead, try to play Cyberpunk with no sound. Go ahead, play Cyberpunk with no sound. You're gonna be like, what is
No
this?
thanks.
You can, yeah, you can. But you can play Mario Odyssey with no sound. You can play Smash Brothers with no sound. You can play Mario Kart 8 with no sound. Look at Mario Kart 8, man. How old is that damn game?
Oh man.
Bro, Nintendo don't care. They just
Yeah.
said deluxe. Here you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah,
Sold
yeah.
it
They just
again.
said, "Here's some more maps. You're good."
Yeah, $60 again. Yeah, they don't care.
They hitting people overhead and they just taking it. But
Right.
but it's cool. They can do that, I guess. You know, if your fans support it, you know, I mean, I don't completely support everything, but at the same time, they got me. I got 2 Switches. They
My
got me
man.
already. They already got me.
And
So
and you see, you're absolutely right. And it's not about because I stopped supporting Nintendo as much as I used to for myself, but they got my kids. So before, when I used to buy only one Switch or one console, now I got a Switch. Juju, my youngest one, got a Switch Lite, and my oldest one got a Switch OLED.
oh, bro,
Yo,
why'd you
they
get the
got me
Switch
to
Lite?
buy the console
Please
three times, bro.
answer the question. Why'd you get a Switch Lite? Because you know if that thing break, you can't replace no sticks for it.
Because Juju wanted it. My youngest one wanted it, and he's the smallest one, right? So he's 7, and he saw one. He wanted one. I think I saw it on sale for like 180 somewhere, and I just had to jump on it, man. Because I think it's 200, right? Is the Switch like 200? Yeah, I think I saw like on sale for like 180 or something. I just jumped on it and I bought it for him. But so far it's good. So knock on wood, nothing wrong with the sticks yet. The first Switch that we had, one of the Joy Cons went bad, and we had to go buy some more Joy Cons, which is like $80, which is crazy.
Yeah, them bitches like $70, $80.
Yeah.
And it's and I can't and you agree with me on this one for sure. I can't believe that it's this old and their controllers are as much as a PS5 controller.
Oh, it's crazy, man. Nothing Nintendo makes, they sell cheap, which is great. Some of the third-party controllers are still expensive, which is like, what are we doing, Nintendo? You know? But I mean, for God's sakes, they sell cardboard.
Bro, yeah, for like the 3D or like
The
VR
Labo
type of
set, whatever
thing.
that thing is called. Yeah, they'll sell cardboard. Like
Sell
Nintendo's literally like, we could do
cardboard.
it. We could do it. You know, we could do it. So here I am, critiquing PlayStation for charging you for Rumble and charging you for haptic feedback, but Nintendo's like literally selling us cardboard. And I'm like, it's Nintendo, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again,
And it's
so
expensive cardboard too. It ain't
bro,
cheap. It ain't cheap
bro,
either. I
bro.
thought about getting it and I looked at the price and I was like, bro, this is cardboard. I can't do that.
But you
It's
know
like
what it
almost
is though?
$100 for some cardboard.
You know how I say there's levels to this, right? When I started making my YouTube channel, I started like really jumping into the gaming community. I realized there's people that take this to a different level. So if you're someone that, even if you're any type of collector, right, you gotta have these Nintendo products because you already know. You know what I'm saying? Like these Nintendo products are something that you're gonna be able to show forever. Like someone might not care about a PS3 in the future, right? But a Switch, oh, what is it? Or a Wii? Whoa, what's the Wii? Oh man, this is the game that revolutionized gaming. Freaking people were playing, people's grandmothers were buying it and everything. You remember when the Wii came out? That thing changed gaming forever.
Mm.
You know, so I mean, Nintendo got it like that, man. It just is what it is, or at least for
They
our
really do.
generation.
They
Think
really
about how many
do because
Pokemons,
everything
man.
because what they do is they recycle nostalgia over and over and over, and they catch each generation with the same love and and set up generations for the same sort of anticipation as
So
the
how do
last
we keep
generation.
falling for this, bro? Because I've been saying the
Because
same thing. How do we keep falling for this? How do we let
because
our
they're
kids
so
keep falling for this?
because everyone is so proud when they
Yeah.
beat those or play those games, and you can look up and be like, hey dad, I just beat Mario, and you'd be like, man, I remember when I beat that. I'm gonna go tell
Yep.
your grandfather about that because he beat it when it first came out. Like
Yep.
I mean, like you said, there's levels to this whole
It's
situation.
it's so deep, right? Think
Mm.
about what Nintendo character gets old.
The only one that I think of that Nintendo thought got old was maybe Donkey Kong, but other than that, I don't know.
I mean, like gets old in age. Like
Oh
Marcus
yeah.
Phoenix will
Oh,
never
you're
come
talking about
back.
with age of the character? Never.
Yeah, no, right, right.
Nah, man.
Marcus Phoenix can't come back, right? Freaking Kratos is old, right? So we know, like Aloy is gonna get old too, right? I mean, Mario has been the same age since forever, right? They're not gonna make him get any older.
Nope.
The only one that changes in age back and forth is Link, and we've accepted that. I don't even know how.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
the thing that they're looking at is they don't want to like if they're showing age in their characters, they're automatically depreciating their product. So they're
Exactly.
not
They
going to
can't
do
recycle
that
it.
right away. They're gonna wait until they know they got something else before they start throwing age into the whole
Yep.
situation, to where they can actually like move it to something else smoothly, and
Yep.
maybe grab a hold, and we're talking generations probably later
Yep.
that this is going to happen. They tried to implement something like that with Baby Mario, but it didn't
I
pan
remember
out
Baby
so
Mario. Yeah.
good, and they just went right back to the regular Mario and just kind of left that in the dust. And now Baby Mario is like nostalgia for everybody
Yeah,
again.
they could bring that
and
back. Yep.
and the other crazy thing about Nintendo is most of their stuff is extremely valuable in the future.
Yeah.
They don't put out stuff that's gonna depreciate and just wither away. Most
Yep.
things, everyone gets attached to it. Like right now, you're talking about how you really like the Wii. My for me was the Super Nintendo and N64. Like those are just like consoles that
Yeah.
whenever I think about Nintendo, I think about um, Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing,
Oh my
Super
God, Diddy
Smash
Kong
Brothers,
race.
the
Diddy Kong
OG.
64. Did it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. WrestleMania 2000.
Oh my God, no
Yes.
mercy,
No Mercy, WCW versus
bro.
NWO, like Attitude, all that.
Yo, WrestleMania 2000 was fire. I remember that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
The
sir.
black cartridge.
Yes. They started changing the colors of the cartridges and
Three
whatnot.
letters. Yeah. Oh man.
It was pretty solid. But we better
Oh.
move on because we're gonna just keep talking about the same thing for a
Yeah, yeah.
long
We're gonna
time.
stay on Nintendo.
So you told me what kind of got you into gaming, and you said you ended up with the PS4, if I believe,
Yeah.
last generation, right?
Yeah.
What made you transition over to Xbox? Was it only value, or was it something else with it?
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna try to not say this long-winded. I've explained this before, but I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard it. So this is what happened. I I bought a gaming laptop for school. My idea was a gaming laptop should be strong enough that would be able to last me 4 years, and it was an excuse to get a gaming laptop. Okay. Now at this time, I was playing on PlayStation, and I had just gotten a PS4, but I had a PS3 as well, right? Now with this gaming laptop, my one of my dudes, ISO Motion Gaming, we do our podcast together. Shout out to you, my dude. He was a PC gamer, and he was telling me like how much greater PC was and all that stuff. We worked together, and I just kept like pushing it off. But finally, I went ahead and I got myself a gaming laptop. And what I did was I played what to me in my mind were PS3 games. So I played Far Cry 3, I played the first Assassin's Creed, like the first three Assassin's Creed, whatever, on my new gaming laptop. Now my gaming laptop had a 1050 Ti, which is not that strong at all. But what it did was it it changed completely what those games looked like and how they played. And I had played them on the PS3. So to me, it blew my mind how a PC can make gaming that much better. So when the advertisement came out for the Xbox Series X, I fell into the trap of this thing is as powerful. I think at that time they were comparing it to like a 2080 or something like that, right? Yes, right. So and I've admitted this plenty of times. So I fell into the power trap. I thought that this thing was going to be able to do what my gaming PC laptop was doing, which was grabbing these games, these old games, and I have been playing old games since forever, and upscale them and run them at a faster frame rate and all this other stuff. But I thought I was going to do that with every single game. So I was ecstatic. I was excited about it. So even though I was a PlayStation fan and I love single player, story driven movie walking simulator type games that people talk about, like I actually enjoy those story driven games. I was okay knowing that there's enough third party games that I want to play and I would love to play it on this machine. And I was like, damn, a 2080? $500, like, whoa, it just makes sense. And then that's when I had and I jumped on to the Xbox Series X. Now, once I actually jumped on the Xbox Series X, that's exactly when I found out about Game Pass and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, this Game Pass to me doesn't make any sense because I was already someone that didn't want to spend over $20 for a game. I'm that guy that walked into GameStop and I would go straight to the bin that said 2 for 10, 2 for 20. Like that was the bin I'm looking at first. I ain't looking at anything on the wall. I'm not looking at anything on the wall. This is what I'm looking at. And I would find my gems that way. So when I saw Game Pass Ultimate, $15 a month, and remember I already had a gaming PC, I was like, okay, this makes sense. The biggest problem I had with the Xbox Series X is that I upgraded my laptop and I got what I have now, which is the Acer Helios 300, which has a 1660 Ti. And when I got my laptop before I got my Xbox Series X, and I remember my first disappointment with my Xbox Series X was when I got Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox Series X. And I know, listen, I know for without a shadow of a doubt, not even a question, that my Xbox Series X is way more powerful than my gaming laptop. I know it is. It's not even a question. However, Grand Theft Auto 5, before this new update that just came out, okay, ran way better on my gaming PC because it was an unlocked frame rates and everything than it did on my Xbox Series X because it was locked to 30 frames. And I didn't fully understand that they have to do other stuff to unlock it on console. I still don't fully understand why that is because these consoles, for all intents and purposes, now are like PCs. They're getting more and more like PCs. You know what I mean? So I still don't fully understand why they can't all be unlocked, but that's what it is. So I got the Xbox Series X originally for the whole power narrative that I definitely fell for. So every time I see the PlayStation 5 running a game better, I get extremely pissed off, bro. Like I'm not even gonna lie because I'm like, this thing is supposed to be way more. I don't even want games to run on par with the PlayStation 5. Like that's not what you advertised, right? You didn't advertise that it was gonna run on par. You advertised it was gonna be more powerful. Well, when you got a game that runs better on the PlayStation 5 in performance mode, frame rate wise, then I got a problem with that. Now that I'm a little bit more into it, I understand that it's just easier right now to develop for the PlayStation 5 because it has a similar architecture to PlayStation 4. Okay, I get it. But eventually, I want the Xbox Series X to dog walk the PS5 when it comes to power. And I know it can do it when I'm looking at games like Flight Simulator. And to me, the best looking game out right now is Forza Horizon 5. I haven't seen anything look as good as that game looks. That game to me looks amazing, but that's what it is. So that's why I got the Xbox Series X. Trying to keep it
Okay.
short for a second, man.
Yeah, yeah, you did your best. You did your best to make that short-winded. But now we're going to kind of transition to something else. So
Okay.
now you have talked about how you got into gaming, and now you are here with this Xbox Series X and whatnot. Was it before or after you got your console that you started doing content creation?
I did it before. So I have 4 years that I've been doing YouTube now. And if you
So,
go back through my channel, you'll see I still got videos that only had like 50 views or whatever. And it's funny because some of my older videos, I actually tried to like edit the content and stuff, like actual editing, which is funny because now I don't edit at all. I just turn on the camera, I go, and then I turn off the camera, and that's it. Like there's no editing at all. And now I get more views. So it's just goes to show you like people just want the content. The core content matters more than the editing. You know what I mean? But then if you
who
got good
you
editing
are
and
is
good,
the big deal.
say again.
Who you are or who you
Yeah.
make yourself out to be is what they are coming to see. They're not coming to see all these flashy
Right.
like things going by the screen and whatnot. Even though I took my time out and I made myself look decent on here, what I'm trying to say is it's
Yeah.
all about who's actually controlling the channel more
Yeah.
than it is all that pretty stuff in the background.
Right. And then you gotta be comfortable with what it is that you're doing and understand. So like for instance, I'll give a shout out to the Salt Mines, right? He does an amazing job editing, right?
So good.
And and that's why like he grew crazy fast. I think he hit like 1,000 subscribers in like 5 videos, where it took me like almost nearly 2 years, right? But now the trade-off is different. Like he'll even tell you when he makes a video, it could literally take them up to an hour to 2 hours just to, like, edit and all that other stuff. When you see me drop a 13-minute video, it literally took me 13 minutes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it literally took me 13 minutes. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And very, very, very rarely will I retake a video, recut. The only time I'll do that is if I curse on the video. Because if you watch my channel, like, I'll curse on podcasts and on live streams and even on my Twitch. But in my videos, I try not to curse because I'm conscious of how I watch YouTube, and I watch YouTube around my kids and stuff. And I would hate to not be able to watch like, I would hate to not be able to watch your content around my kids because I know you're gonna curse. You know what I mean? Or you
Mm.
curse a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watch you when I'm by myself in my car or whatever if you curse or whatever. But when I'm around my kids, even though my kids hear curse words, whatever, but still, it's just old school mentality, I guess. So I try not to curse in my videos. And the only time I'll go ahead and retake a video is if I accidentally curse. If you watch my videos, sometimes I get like really passionate or whatever, and I'll curse. So I started making YouTube videos before these consoles came out. Like I said, 4 years ago, so these consoles weren't out. And the reason, if you're gonna ask me why I started making them, this kind of
Yep.
sounds kind of sad, but I'm from the era where being a gamer is not cool. Being a gamer has a stigma.
Yes,
Being
sir.
a gamer has a certain look, right? Um,
The old
so
L. That's what the
eh,
look used to be back in the day. It was you was the
right,
L.
right. And it was almost like everyone gamed, but nobody wanted to talk about gaming. Then it became, you could be a gamer if you only played. You could say you were a gamer if you only played these type of games:
Call of
your
Duty and
Call of
shit.
Duties, your 2Ks, and your Madden. Right? You play those games, you could still be cool, right? But don't tell somebody you freaking collected all 151 Pokemons, right? Don't tell nobody. You know what I mean? It was kind of weird. So for me, um, I didn't have anyone to, again, it sounds so sad, to talk to in my real life about gaming. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just turn on the camera and I'm gonna just start talking to strangers and let's see what happens. And bro, it grew. It grew slowly, but slowly but surely, it, it grew. So I found a lot more people that actually like to talk about gaming. And now it's funny because now in my personal life, there's people that'll be like, "Oh yeah, you got a YouTube channel, whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, I got a YouTube channel." And then they'll try to talk to me about gaming. But now I'm kind of like, nah, I'm not. I don't want to talk to you about gaming. I want to talk to my people about gaming now. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I don't want to talk to you in my real life about gaming. I want to talk to my people because you guys
Right.
understand it's different. Like I said, there's levels to it. So it is what it
Yep.
is.
That's part of the reason I got into this is because like I got tired of talking to my lady and some of my friends that were like kind of in it, but only if
Yeah,
I was talking about that game that they liked. If I was talking about something that they didn't really know or didn't really mess with, I couldn't
yeah,
count on them to do any research for it, look into it, or see it from my point of view. Couldn't count on that. So I pretty much made my own channel
yeah,
with two other people and decided, I'm just going to talk about gaming with these folks
yeah,
and the folks on Twitter and whatnot. And
yeah,
we might not agree or whatnot, but that's the fun of it because I get tired of agreeing with people all the time. I want to disagree. I want to argue a little bit. I want to have some
yeah,
fun. Just
yeah,
keep it civil. That's it.
yeah. Exactly,
Got it.
exactly.
So you started it 4 years ago,
Hmm.
and you started it because you said you wanted to keep things appropriate for you and your family to be able to watch them later.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about what the transition was like coming from being, I really enjoy PlayStation, and then now
Yeah.
I'm on PC, and now I'm on Xbox. Like, how do you kind of move
Yeah.
through that?
That's a great question. So I I honestly didn't know that it was that big of a problem or that controversial until I started getting bigger on YouTube. Until the gaming community kind of like started telling me about it. Like, I would tell people that I played on PlayStation before and they'd be like, "What? And now you're on Trash Box and now you're on this, and I'm just kind of like, wait, this is a real thing? Like, people actually like think like this or whatever. So to me it was just normal. Like you play whatever you could play. So like I had friends like when I was really big into N64 that had PlayStation, and it was fine. Like they played PlayStation, I played N64. The only thing that there was a problem is if we went to each other's house to play, they could only play with two controllers versus us playing with four. I mean, that's the only difference. But no one was really, tripping like that. If you could, and at that time, most of us could only afford one console. You know what I'm saying? So you either had
Right.
a PlayStation or you had a 64. Very rarely would we go to someone's house that had both, right?
If you find
Nowadays,
yourself
man,
packing up your console and being like, all right, I hope bro
yeah,
got another TV because we trying to play at the same time.
right, 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 right. Nowadays, blessed right now. Like I'm pointing at my entertainment center, and like in reality, man, a lot of us got more consoles than we freaking need, man. We
Mm.
got back catalogs in all these freaking consoles. Like, come on, man. Like, you could literally like grab one console, play all the back catalog in that console. Then when you're done with that, get the like, and you would never. We got more than enough to play now. But but yeah. So for me, when I transitioned over, for me personally, it wasn't a big deal, and it actually made a lot of sense because there was a lot of games that I hadn't played before. So you got to understand, man. I got to play all of the Halos, all of the Halos at 4K 60.
Mm.
I got to play all the Gears at 4K 60.
Let him know.
Rise Son of Rome, 4K 30. I don't think they put that. They patched it
That's
60.
not at
Suns,
60 now. I
yeah,
wish it was, bro.
yeah, they should, right? Sunset Overdrive. I think that's 4K 60. It's definitely 60 for sure. I got to play all these amazing Xbox games, the Ori's, Will of the Wisps, Ori's, the Blind Forest, like all these games, man. I got to play at a better resolution, HDR, FPS that I haven't played before. And even PlayStation fans, when they found out where I was coming from, will be like, "Oh, you just never got to play those games." They'll tell me, they'll be like, "Okay, no, you're gonna be straight for a while," because they acknowledge apparently the 360 era was serious. They're like, "No, no, the 360 era Xbox was like legit competing, right?" So they acknowledge that I'm gonna have a lot to play, and then plus ex- an exclusive game doesn't make it a better game. So I'm okay with also playing third party games. Like I don't have an Xbox Series X and only say that I play exclusives. Like I play everything on it. If anything, this is what I argue with PlayStation fans. I'm a bigger PlayStation fan than most because the only thing I play on my PlayStation 4 Pro is exclusives. Right? Isn't that what PlayStation fans like to cap for? Is for the exclusives and all the great games that they got on the PlayStation. But then when you look at what they're playing, the highest played game on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 is Fortnite,
Mm.
Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So it's like you're playing multiplayer games. You're playing multiplayer games. Where for me, the guy that's the Xbot or whatever, I'm actually playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I beat Horizon Zero Dawn. Beat Horizon Forbidden West. Beat God of War 2018 recently. Like, so I'm actually playing the place. If I turn on my PlayStation, I'm playing the PlayStation exclusive. You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
No, I
So
feel you because that's pretty much all I got mine for because my crew, who I
yeah,
talk to every day, is on Xbox. Hell, I'll be wearing my Xbox wireless headset playing PS5.
that's crazy.
I do
That's
that all the
crazy.
time. There was a time actually, but it started messing with my phone. But I was streaming PS5 to my phone so I could hear it through my Xbox wireless headset, playing
Damn.
PS5 while talking to the people on Xbox. So it was like
That's wild.
I was using my Xbox headset
That's a
for the
lot, bro. Yeah,
PS5.
that's a lot. God
Yeah,
damn.
my headset was like, bro, like we can't be doing this on a regular. So
Yeah.
so
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 that
I had to
trans
stop.
yeah, so that transition for me wasn't for me it wasn't difficult. It was just once I got all the backlash that I didn't fully understand. But I don't know. To me, now that I see it, it looks like a lot of people got hurt by Xbox. Like a lot of people believed in Xbox before, then they got disappointed with Xbox, and then they jumped ship. And then there's a crowd that stuck around with Xbox that just kept getting beat by the Sony ponies, right? Just kept getting destroyed by them. And now, boy, now everyone's able to talk trash. And I'm not gonna lie, is the trash talking looks better on the green side than it does on the blue side right now. I don't know.
What did Rick James say? Darkness. The tables have turned. The tables have turned.
We should have never gave you money. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. What a five finger
Yep.
say to the face. Slap. Charlie Murphy. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so now I kind of want to know because we just got done talking about your history. I'd like to wrap it up a little bit
Yeah.
with a most memorable moment that you've had within gaming. Now, this could be an event, just kicking it at the friend's crib, playing with the family. Just give me an excellent time that you've had with gaming being the centerpiece of it.
So I have three. I'll give you three.
Go ahead.
Just to be fair to every platform, if you don't mind.
Okay,
All right.
yeah, you're good.
All right. So the first one, I'm gonna go with the Nintendo Wii. I remember. Oh, I lied. Not the Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii U. I remember when I had the Nintendo Wii. It was just me and my two boys that would play it. And then we went ahead and we upgraded and we got the Nintendo Wii U and we got Super Mario. It was another side scroller one. I can't remember. Super Mario Wii U Deluxe or something, right? And we went ahead and we got all the controllers. And I remember beating that game with my entire family.
Wow.
All of us sitting on the couch. I'm Mario, somebody's Luigi, somebody's Toad, or the other Toad, whatever. And I remember we were all gaming, just enjoying gaming, everyone in the family, right?
Everybody's doing their part. That's what's up.
To include her, me, the kids, everyone just having fun. You know what I mean? You would die. We would tell the kids, like, I remember she got into it and like, turn into a bubble, because you don't want to mess up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I won't forget that. So the couch co-op of gaming that Nintendo was able to hold on to until the Wii U, when the other consoles were pretty much done with couch co-op. I mean, you were pretty much doing online for the most part. I appreciate Nintendo for doing that, and even to this day, Nintendo still tries to do that. I mean, when you look at
they
the
do a real
Switch,
good job with that. Yeah.
yeah, even when you look at the Switch, it comes with two controllers. Yeah, the two little controllers suck, but you're still essentially getting two controllers if you want.
It's the last thing you're thinking about when you got four people playing a game is how tiny the controller is. You're more or
Right.
less just having a good time. And these are, and for the most part, when it's a 4-player game, it's made simple for the controls.
Yep. You can enjoy Mario Kart with that little controller when you're
Mhm.
playing against family. You can, for sure. So that was my Nintendo one. So I gotta be fair. Let's do the PlayStation now. PlayStation. This game has been the only game, same thing, family related, that my family sat down and watched me play.
Okay.
No one complained about anything. You know what game that was?
Um, Let me guess.
Yes, go
Is
ahead.
was it for the PlayStation 4 or
For
PlayStation
the
3?
PlayStation 4, what technically is for the PlayStation 3, but well, if I tell you,
Is
they
it
remade
Little
it for
Big Planet?
no.
All
The
right, I'm out.
story
Go
was
ahead and let me
so good
know.
that my family literally sat there and watched it. The
Is it a
Last of
first
Us.
party? Oh, what?
The Last
Okay,
of Us.
one,
My
right?
family, the first one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't played the second one. Chill. I've heard about the second one. Yeah, I haven't played the second one. No. My family sat down and watched me play The Last of Us. And when I would turn it on to play, they're like, "Hey, are you gonna play?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they would come sit down around the couch.
Get the
I will
popcorn
never,
ready.
I will literally, I'll never forget that. I mean, by now, if someone hasn't played that game, I mean, I'm gonna spoil it. When that dude dies, that little kid dies. I can't remember his name. Um, in the story, oh my God, I can't remember his name. But I remember in that scene, right? I'm just like I couldn't believe it, and I look around to look at my family, and they're all crying.
Mm.
Like that game was like, okay, that's a freaking crazy dope moment, right?
You're talking about the beginning of the game.
No, not when his daughter dies. No, in
Okay.
The Last of Us, there's a part where you reach a character, and I think it's the dad and his son. the dad and the son.
Oh, you're talking about that black dude?
The little black boy, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was foul,
That
bro.
right? That's tough, right? Yeah, when he dies, man, I remember just like looking at my family, right? Because now Joe done lost his damn daughter too, right? I mean, the beginning of the game starts crazy, right? But yeah, and I remember looking around, I remember seeing my family crying. And I'm like, damn, so now they're like finished the game, like they want to see what's going on. I've never had nothing like that before. Because again, it's a single player game, so I'm the only one playing it. And they're like rooting for me and everything, right? So that was my the PlayStation moment. And the Xbox moment that for me was very memorable has been recently when Halo Infinite came out. So I went to my family's in Illinois right now. I work away from home, and I go over there to visit them from time to time. I went down there to visit them, and at the time, right now my son has an Xbox Series S and I have an X. But at the time, he only had the One S. Okay, so he had the One S. Okay, I have Game Pass Ultimate, and Halo Infinite had came out, and I'm sitting on the couch, and he's like, "Oh, we want to play something." I'm like, "Yeah, let's go ahead, let's play Halo." And I popped up on a laptop Halo Infinite on the cloud, right? He was playing Halo Infinite on his One S, okay? And then we had my other son pop it up on his computer. And all three of us were, I even have a video of it, that all three of us are playing Halo. Now, it's not quite the same as when I used to play Perfect Dark on my home TV with all four screens, everybody's sitting there together. But we were still in the same room. He's using the big screen TV. I'm using my laptop. My other son's using the other laptop. And we're all playing together simultaneously at the same time, right? And that to me, like, just meant a lot that Xbox created that situation where I could still do that. And it didn't cost me extra. Like, I didn't have to buy the game 3 times. I didn't have to buy the game for PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, my boy downloaded the game, played it on PC. My boy was playing it on the Xbox One, and I was playing it via the cloud. And we were all playing together. Man, that's just dope. So all three of those companies did have done something special. So I like them all. I may talk trash about PlayStation, but my PlayStation Pro ain't going nowhere. I'm just trying to figure out, do I need a PS5 yet? And when I need one, then I'll get one. I bought a PS5 for my son though. You know what it is? For your kids, you do anything. So I bought a PS5 for my son. I call him a pony all the time, but it is what it is. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not sure if I'm speaking to Doc or if I'm speaking to Vin Diesel because it sounds like it's all about family over there, bro.
Facts. It's all about family. Facts. Facts. Facts.
All right, bro. So very good answers. I mean, that sounds like a lot of really fantastic experiences that you were able
Mhm.
to grow up and receive and share with other people. Pretty amazing that you can get so many people to hop up on the couch just to watch you play a game, you know? It's pretty amazing. But then to also be able to beat a game with them same with that same crowd all together on the Nintendo, bruh.
Yeah. Yep.
Very special indeed.
Yep.
But so I'm gonna skip my next question, but the question I'm gonna ask you right now is what genre of games are you not gonna catch Doc Dark really touching?
I don't. I don't even know what they're called, but shout out to this dude called David 350 because he wants me to play it. I think Halo Wars is
Mm,
that type of game where it's like turn-based, army-based type games.
too slow for me, dog.
You're not gonna catch me playing no game like that. Or like I think Age of Empires is like that too. Like I'm not gonna play no. When I'm playing a strategy game, like I play chess. So if I'm gonna play a strategy game, I'm gonna play chess. Like that's what I'm gonna play. If I'm gonna play video games, I'm playing something else. I and even I recently got into RPG because somebody bought The Witcher 3 for me. Is The Witcher 3 an RPG? Would you consider that RPG?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
yeah. So, I mean, it's not a hardcore RPG, but yeah. So
You're
that's
still
the
you're still role playing though.
yeah. You still role playing. Yeah. So that game kind of got me. And then I think Fable's considered RPG too, is it
Oh, for
not?
sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I was kind of against those games. Like my type is action games, first person shooters, third person shooters, and that's it. That's pretty much like what I would typically stick for. So I love the Uncharted's, I love the Tomb Raiders, um, definitely loved Gears of War, Halos, all Call of Duty. I'd play the campaigns, so I actually enjoyed the campaigns of Call of Duty. I know some people just play the multiplayer, so those types of games. But now, because of Game Pass, not even gonna lie to you, because of Game Pass, I'm trying way more games that I would have never tried. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Way more games that I never tried.
Well, why
Um,
wouldn't you? You're paying for it.
right. I would have. I'd never in my life have bought a racing game, and I probably wouldn't have bought Forza 5. But now that I play Forza 5, I'm like, oh my god, this is incredible. But I don't know if Forza 5 is like every other racing game. Like to me, this game is. I'll literally turn on Forza 5 and not even race. I'll just drive around,
Right.
which is weird.
I mean,
Oh,
I
you
did
say
that
right?
with Midnight Club as well, though, back in the day, bro.
Okay, okay. Just drive around, right? Just drive. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not even.
Hey,
I'm just gonna
remember
drive around.
back when we were kids, games like
Yeah,
Midnight Club,
yeah.
Gran Turismo, or not Gran Turismo, but Grand Theft Auto.
Right there,
Man,
photo.
that was the boys' version of playing house.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
Yeah,
Like you were sitting around, like, oh man, I'm gonna pull
boy
up at
Sims.
this
Yep.
place real quick, go pick up my lady, and you just be driving in Midnight Club, and you just pull up
Yep.
next to a building real quick, and you and your buddies are just make believe everything
Yeah.
that you're doing and whatnot. It
Yeah.
was really
Grand Theft
fun to
Auto
be
got
that
has a
creative.
soft spot in my heart too, man. I just I can't believe what Rockstar is doing with Grand Theft Auto 5 and how much they're milking this thing for, but
Oh, bro, don't get me
it's
into
crazy. Yeah,
that.
Vice City is my Grand Theft Auto. That's my favorite Grand
Thank
Theft Auto,
you.
Vice City.
We
Vice
see eye
City,
to eye right there. That is my
bro.
favorite. Yes, sir.
Vice City, bro. Let me tell you about Vice City real quick. I know we gotta go. Let me tell you about Vice City. Again, remember I only had one console at a time, right? So I had a play. I had a Nintendo 64. But my friend had a PlayStation 2, right? Did it come out on PlayStation 2? Yeah, Vice City came out on PlayStation 2, right?
Yeah. PlayStation 2 and
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah. So he had PlayStation 2. But when he got Vice City, he didn't have a memory card. Bro, we beat that game in like a 4-day span. Never turned off his PlayStation 4.
Nope.
So we just ran through that. So that game I'll never forget. And the music in that game, oh
Mm.
my god, bro. The music in the game was the best thing. Yes, that game was dope.
Oh
But I heard that
yes.
San Andreas is better. I just haven't played it yet. But it's on Game Pass.
San Andreas, I think the story is a little bit more engaging because it's more about your family
Yeah.
than it is about you like trying to make money and
Uh
because San Andreas the point was to pay back what you had lost at the beginning of the game,
uh yeah.
where Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is more or less like trying to find the snake in in the grass,
Uh
who's around you, and trying to work with people properly. I don't know if you ever did this in any of the older Grand Theft Autos, but there's a two-player mode that not a lot of people knew about in that game.
Oh, I did not know that. No.
Right? So like in San Andreas, for instance, if you date you like there's like three different women in the three different cities that you go to: San Fierro, Santa, or
Mhm.
San Fierro, Las Venturas, and Los Santos.
Yeah.
Each place you had one person that you could date there, but when you dated them and you got all the way to like the I'm gonna say the climax of the dating part, and
Yeah.
like you solidified that's your girl, you could then plug a second controller into the second port, like go call out the date. The date would come
Yeah.
out to the car, and then you can engage the second controller, so you both so now it's a two-player game, and you're both
Are you
able to
s-
run around and shoot and stuff like that. Yep.
are you serious?
On the
That's
PlayStation
crazy.
2, and I believe the original Xbox version. I don't know if they have that for the definitive editions,
Definitive edition.
but
Damn, that's
anybody
pretty
in the
dope.
chat, we got several people up in here today. Anybody in the chat, please let me know if you've ever played two-player Grand Theft Auto. before anything was ever available online. Just let me know because I'm kind of curious
Damn,
if
that's
anybody
pretty
else
cool.
ever did that. It's pretty.
That's
It
pretty
is pretty
cool.
nuts, especially for how long ago that was. You know.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But
That's
now
what's
we're
up.
gonna go into the past just a little bit, but not clear back to
Yeah.
any of that. Just last year, and I just want to know if you, um, like, 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 let me reword this. Do you have 3 games that you really enjoyed from last year that came out last year? And then tell me the best one of the 3.
That came out last year.
Yeah, it has to be a 2021 game.
I'm gonna sound like such a bot, bro. Infinite,
Okay.
Forza.
Don't you say
Uh,
Gears.
uh, did High Busters come out last year?
No, it didn't. I
Oh,
was
okay, I'm
just
about
giving
to
you a
say
hard
'cause
time.
that was fire too. That
It
was fire
was.
too. What up now? Let me see. Uh,
Here, let me list
I
off
I mean
several.
go ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
let,
'Cause
let, let me list
I
off
enjoyed
several
Ratchet and
games.
Clank. I enjoyed Ratchet and Clank as well.
Okay, well then
I
I
just
don't have to list nothing. Then you
I
good.
just don't think it was worth $70, but I enjoyed it.
See, that's where that's where we see eye to eye right there because I
Yeah.
bought that game the same day it launched,
Hmm.
and I ended up hearing that it was like 5 hours long. I ended up spending about 8-9 hours myself playing it,
Yeah.
but it was a really short game, and
Yeah.
I felt like they disrespected Rivet by not giving her anything different than Ratchet.
I didn't finish the game, but playing the game, the only reason I feel like it wasn't worth $70 is because I felt like the game was doing what the PlayStation 5 should have done. So why am I paying an extra $10 to play this game when I bought the console for my son for that $500? Like it should I want it. It should look better. It should run better. It's like this. If you were to play Ratchet and Clank, the first one that came out on the PS4, on the PS5, they gave it a FPS boost on the PS5. Play that game, and you'll see how amazing that game still looks, still runs, everything. So for them to charge an extra $10 for Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, I don't know. I just felt some type of way about it. And the other thing was, I got it because everyone was telling me like, this is a true next gen experience, all this other stuff. Like, yeah, it was cool, but to me, it just wasn't worth $70. But if we're gonna talk about games just for last year that came out last year, I would definitely say Ratchet and Clank, Halo Infinite, and Forza for me.
And then the number one game of that year was.
Oh, Halo Infinite for
Oh, you're
sure.
gonna go with Halo. I thought you were gonna
I'm
say
gonna go,
Forza.
nah, Halo Infinite. Listen. I don't. Anybody that knows me, I don't do side missions. Like I'll do the most minimum side missions ever. Right? I beat Horizon Forbidden West when I was at like level 26, and like the final boss is like something crazy. It's like level 38 or 40 something. I don't know. So it took me forever to beat. Have you beaten the game yet? Forbidden West?
No, 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 no. I'm
Okay.
I'm at the part with like where we need to like time 2 different things at the same.
Okay. Yeah.
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 We need to like sync 2 things. I don't
Yeah.
want to
Okay.
give out too much
Yeah.
information for
Yeah.
those
So
that haven't played it.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but just know if you're not at the right level when you go to that final boss, it's gonna be a struggle. But anyways, Halo Infinite, I enjoyed so much that I actually did all the side missions. Have you beaten Halo Infinite?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I would go around and save all the Marines and
Mm-hmm.
get all the bases. By the time I got to the last mission, like I had every single vehicle, every single flying vehicle. Like I was OP. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely overpowered, and I enjoyed that game so much. I enjoyed that game so much that I'm actually playing it again on hard, and I don't do that either. I play games on normal. I don't. So for me to go back and play it on hard is crazy, but yeah, so I definitely enjoyed it. But again, remember, it's my type of game. I like first-person shooters. I like action games, and so I mean, it's right up my alley. You know.
Clearing out. I ain't gonna lie though. Clearing out those bases are addictive. Cause yeah, I mean you start clearing out one base and then you're like, oh, it's just a couple miles to the next one.
Right.
I'm gonna knock out this one and I'm gonna go to bed. You knock
Bro.
out that one. Oh man, It's a base right next to this one.
Yep.
and
And wait till you
3
start
hours
flying
later.
to those bases. But I would fly to those bases and just start shooting down, or I would get in a freaking Warthog and have freaking 4 Marines with me with rocket launchers on them, and then we just drive by, just blowing, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you could
different.
strap up all the Marines with like snipers and stuff like that, and just go around. You could literally just ride, and your
Bro,
team would just do all the work.
and there's something weird about when you kill someone in that game that's so satisfying. Like that last, do you know what I'm talking about? Like when you're shooting
Which
somebody, like in Halo, when you're shooting somebody, that last, like you when like I don't know, it's something weird about
when
when
that
you
little
kill
X
somebody.
pops on?
Yeah, that look. I don't know, man. I love it. I don't know. The gunplay in that game to me is freaking fire.
The gunplay is fantastic, but my favorite part by far was the grapple hook. Because like when you got that electricity with that grapple hook, I just couldn't stop. I could not stop grappling big dudes, and I knew damn well this one grapple isn't gonna knock him out, so I'd be grappling him like 10 times, boom, 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 and just
so
knock
you had
his
the
ass out.
fast regeneration already.
Yes, sir.
Right? That to me was fire because like you could literally climb full mountains with that thing, like grab up. Which is funny because I don't want to turn this into a console war thing, but I remember when people started talking about Aloy's grapple hook, talking about, hey, this is exactly how you make grapple hook. And then the game came out, and in Horizon Forbidden West, for those of you that don't know, you can only grapple specific spots on walls and mountains, and you can only grapple air vents or whatever, and they like clearly mark it. So it's like, come on, man. Like, why can't you grapple enemies in that game?
Quit playing Zero Dawn because I got about either a third or halfway into the game and some glitch happened and I can't grapple anything. So there's certain parts that I can't access.
Oh, and Forbidden West, you mean?
No, Zero Dawn. Because you do that thing where you like throw the grapple hook and then like swing down.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, something glitched out on that and I can't finish my game on Zero Dawn, so I just
that
dropped it.
sucks. I know where you're at too. I think I know where you're at.
So yeah, there's and I tried to move on and skip that part, but it always wants me to go back to that to finish that one silly grapple.
Yeah, because you can't climb down.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
I know.
So you know exactly what
I know exactly where you at.
Because I had my bro, which is in the chat right now. Matter of fact, let me holler at the chat real quick. Thank you, OJ90, for coming in. Matt Likes Games. O Drummond. Let's see who else we got. Jersey's Finest. What up, bro? Good to see you.
Jersey.
ISO Motion Gaming. Thanks for coming out, y'all. I appreciate it. But yeah, what were you saying?
So no, I know exactly where you're at because that actually happened to me too. I had to re-download or like go back to like a previous checkpoint and then go back through that part. I know exactly where you're at. So that's after you find out a big part of the story. You've climbed up this freaking thing, and then they want you to just
table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they just want you to grapple down, but you go to it and it doesn't give you the prompt.
Right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because it happened to me too. But that game though. It is silly, but Horizon Zero Dawn is story-wise is a better game than Forbidden West.
You think so, huh?
Oh man, for sure.
Is it longer? Or are they about the same?
Forbidden West for me felt longer because I lost interest in the story.
That's not what I asked. But that's fair. That's a fair answer.
Yeah, because Zero Dawn, like the whole game, I was like, what's going on? And then you find out. You already found out she's a clone. So you find out she's a clone or whatever, and you're just like, okay, and then now what? Then you find out how the world came to be, and you're like, okay, now what? And then, like it's no, Zero Dawn was better. That's why I didn't understand. And watch when you see the ending of this one of Forbidden West. I'm not looking forward for the next one. There is going to be a next one, like clearly, but I'm just not looking forward to it because it's getting too crazy. You'll see.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you about that after I get done finishing the game.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, let's go on ahead and move on. So you picked Halo as the #1 game of the year for you last year.
Last
Now
year.
I
Yeah.
want you to break something else down for me real quick and just tell
Hmm.
me what your favorite studio is and what game best represents it. Good luck.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Rare.
Wow, you went to the old school.
Yeah.
Is it because of like Perfect Dark or
It is because of Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark,
that laptop
GoldenEye,
gun goes a long ways?
Conqueror's Bad Fur Day. What else was rare?
Yeah,
Man,
I think wasn't Donkey Kong or wasn't
yeah,
that some
yeah,
rare?
yep. Yeah, like rare, like yeah, rare.
And
Damn.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, they made a lot
and
of
I
great
would,
games.
and to me, Perfect Dark represented rare because you got to remember they made GoldenEye, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then and GoldenEye blew up, right? But then they had a problem with the licensing to get GoldenEye again. And they went ahead and came up with a completely unique story and everything and came up with Perfect Dark, which for those people that haven't played Perfect Dark or didn't get to play it during that era, man, that game was just so far ahead of its time, man. Like when you could do the multiplayer was amazing. You could do the challenges and you could have bots and you could make bots do
The
whatever.
bots were so dope in
Bro, you
that.
had suicidal bots. You had bots that you could make do whatever you wanted, put whatever levels you wanted on them. Like it was crazy, man. It was just so crazy. And then the weapon, I remember for me that was the first time I played a game where the weapons had like secondary modes. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if other games did it before that, but
That's
to
why I
me that
said
was
that laptop gun, bruh.
bro, the laptop gun, bro, where you throw it up against the wall, right? You throw that bad boy up against the wall, and then you got your pistol, you waiting. Oh my god! Or the gun that you could see through walls, the alien gun that would eat like eggs and stuff to recharge. Come on, man, like that. That game was just amazing, man. The story was really good too, because you get towards the end and you find out that everyone's pretty much an alien and stuff. Like it's crazy, man. It's such a good game. It's such a good game, and that's when you would look at the box of a game and it would mean something to you. Because if you, I don't know if you remember in that game, Perfect Dark, the box of it, you see Joanna Dark's face, and in her eye, you see the little alien, right? But you don't know what it is until you actually play the game, and then you realize, like, damn, the whole time, she sees what. That game's so dope, man. I'll go into it, man. You could cloak in that game too. Like, I don't know, it was just really good. So that defined to me like what Rare could do. And then Donkey Kong 64, I think that was Rare too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was an expansion game.
yep. Yeah,
You
that was
needed
fun.
that
Yeah.
red expansion to put in to even play
Well, you
it.
needed that for Perfect Dark too.
Yep.
I think you
Yeah.
needed that for No Mercy too. Didn't you need that for No Mercy?
I don't remember about
I don't
No
know if you needed it
Mercy.
for No Mercy, but I
I
know for
wouldn't doubt
64.
it because they had audio in the game where they had actual words in
Yeah,
it and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did need that for No Mercy. I know
yeah.
for sure that WrestleMania didn't need it
Who made No Mercy in no in WrestleMania? Was that THQ?
though. Yes, it was THQ.
It was THQ.
absolutely
Okay.
was THQ because they were doing majority of the wrestling games back in that time.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
it was super dope.
Yeah, man. That was those were the days, man. It's crazy.
Yep. Yep. THQ, Rare, Midway.
Oh,
Those guys
Midway, yeah.
ran. Midway was running shit for a little while with like NFL Blitz and
Oh,
NBA
NFL Blitz,
Jam and Hang
damn.
Time and oh yeah.
Wasn't Hang Time Acclaim,
Oh right. You're right. Hang Time
right?
was Acclaim.
Yeah,
What was the
Acclaim.
other game that they did? They did a different game as well
I
because
think
I
Midway. I
remember
think
the
they just.
I remember
Yeah.
the license, they got in trouble no. So what had happened was NBA Jam was Midway's and then Acclaim ended up taking it over.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
remember that because I watched a documentary on Midway and yeah, that was pretty wild.
That's crazy. It is.
Acclaim was dope too though back in
Acclaim
the
was
day. I
fire.
can't even lie. Cause yeah man, cause they used to always fight the Acclaim and like was Midway and Williamson.
Yeah.
they all used to have like the Mortal Kombats and stuff like that, and
Uh-huh.
you'd see different logos for different games. Like one
Yeah.
game you'd see Williamson. I think that was like Mortal Kombat 2. The
Yeah.
original one was like Midway, and then later on it was Acclaim with the lizard and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, the lizard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, they
Yeah.
don't know. Chat don't know. Chat don't know what we talking about right now. They're youngins.
All right.
You had one of the questions that you wanted to ask. I definitely wanted to answer, which is what game would I bring back?
Oh yeah, I think that that's actually the next question. So go on ahead. Yeah.
Do you know what game I would? Oh my
I
God, I'd
wanted you
probably
to bring
buy
back 2 games. That was the question. Was 2 games.
2 games. Okay, this
Two
one for
games.
sure. Damn, man, I don't know if you guys remember this. You remember Def Jam Vendetta?
Oh, of course.
Bro,
That's what I'm hoping this new Wu-Tang game's gonna be, is a new Def Jam.
Def Jam Vendetta, bring that back so I could beat up 6ix9ine or something, man. Like, bring it back, man. Like just have all these rappers fight. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be,
You
man.
think the game would disrespect itself by putting 6ix9ine in?
No, they would have to tell me these rappers nowadays look like wrestlers with their gimmicks and everything, right? It's like perfect. It's perfect, man. Def Jam Vendetta was dope, though, man.
Yeah,
I remember
Fight for
playing
New
that
York
game.
was dope.
Fight for New York, yeah. The animations were dope when they were like freaking suplex each other and pow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was dope. So I would bring that back, and I don't know what else I would bring back. Oh, I don't even know if this is that old, but Nintendo needs to do it. We need another Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime. You talking about the first person one?
Yes.
Was that the first person one on GameCube?
Yep. Have you played those? Metroid Prime 1,
I didn't.
2, and 3?
I missed out on that one. I know what it is. I just never played it.
Bro, Metroid Prime is insane, man.
I bet that is expensive as hell now on the GameCube.
Yeah. Well, think about like Nintendo already has the Metroid Prime 4 logo, which like blew up the internet. Like, you know how they do when they do something like that. But they'll take forever for the game to actually drop. Like, I don't know what they do. Like, Nintendo just sits on IPs, you know, because I guess they could do it.
Oh yeah, they're taking their time because they know everybody else is gonna trip, but they ain't finna put that type of label on their name as a, you know, they let the third parties make a fool of themselves on their console, but they ain't finna do it to themselves.
No,
for the most part at least.
Yep.
Because I mean, you remember Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition was awful on the Switch. Ark Survival Evolved, a game that I absolutely love, for some reason got ported to the Switch, and that game has no business on the Switch.
Is that game good? Ark? I think it's on Game Pass.
I like it a lot. A lot of my bros disagree. It's just a really grindy game, and if you ain't got time to be grinding because you got other things that you need to be doing, I don't recommend you playing it. If you're trying to check it out, I'll check it out with you, and I'll show you what it is, and you can make your choice whether you like it or not. But it's a grind, and it's I'd say it's a much bigger grind than something like Skyrim, and Skyrim is a massive grind.
Damn. Okay. I haven't played Skyrim yet. That's another one I gotta play. I heard that game is fire.
Yes. I know if we continue to talk about it, Matt's ears are gonna perk up, and he's gonna start talking in the chat about it and whatnot. So we better move on.
Oh my God.
But all right, here's an interesting question now. What in gaming frustrates you? And it can be anything. It could be the game itself, community, you know, the upper heads in the game.
It's easy.
Okay, what's up?
Exclusives
bother you? In what way? Like timed exclusives? Or
I hate the idea that a game is better because it's locked to one console. I believe that I could enjoy Horizon Zero Dawn with an Xbox controller as well.
Ooh, that's
I believed. Say again?
I said that's a hot take.
Yeah. I believe that The Last of Us would still be a great game with an Xbox controller. So the exclusivity.
Let's say it the other way. How about Halo and Gears on PlayStation?
Same thing. The exclusivity of locking a game to a box bothers me. And I used to believe it when people used to tell me like it allows the developer to really focus on the power of that console. That used to be the case when you had something like the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation that were completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One was a cartridge, one was a CD, completely different, right? Okay, in that era, you could go ahead and argue that. Nowadays, the difference between these two consoles, come on, man. Come on. No, 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 no. If
I'm
you
not sure if
believe,
I'm good with that, bruh.
do you believe that the Xbox Series X can't run Rift Apart?
It's not that it can't. It's just it. What would be the point in having different consoles then? Like
Exactly. There is no point. Well, I'll give you this. I'll give you this. I'll give you this, right? What kind of phone do you have?
I have a S20 Note Ultra.
Okay, you have a S20 Note. Okay, I have a Z Fold. There's people that have iPhones. We could all pretty much use the same apps, right?
Well, the Apple Store tries to make it hard.
Right. But what I'm saying is, it becomes a preference of what device. So if I just want to play on my Xbox, why can I not play Spider-Man on my Xbox? Like that to me frustrates me, right? So you ask like what frustrates me? That frustrates me that there are exclusives and then the lies behind the exclusives, the whole it's because it runs better. No, it keep it to what it is. It's because it's a money thing. That's all it is. They have to have a reason to sell you this specific box. And PlayStation has to do it with their exclusives. And that's why when the PlayStation exclusives don't hit, you got to kind of question, okay, why the hell do I have a PlayStation when constantly these things aren't hitting? And that's where it gets freaking dangerous. Microsoft switched the entire game. They went the whole value route. So even if one of their exclusives doesn't hit, it doesn't matter because you might play a third party game on that freaking value system that is Game Pass and you'll be straight. You know what I mean? So they have different strategies. So that's what frustrates me right now about gaming is the whole exclusivity thing. Because to me, I don't believe that a game is better because it's exclusive. Only one that can probably get away with saying something like that is maybe Nintendo. But I would love to play Mario at 4K 60. I'm just saying.
Hey, you ain't lying right there. That's the one part that I am gonna agree with you on because that 720 ain't it. It just isn't, and it's crazy that they dropped a whole new system,
Yeah.
and it still has the same
Just
fidelity.
OLED.
It
Just
just
OLED.
just OLED and a network adapter on the back. That's
Yep.
it. Another
Yep.
$50, and they still selling out.
They got the mobile gaming market on lock. They compete against themselves when it comes to mobile gaming,
Yep.
which is crazy, right? Because they still sell the 3DS for like $300 too, which is like what's Nintendo does what they want, man. Nintendo does what they want, bro.
But bruh, like I'm gonna dig just a little further on that answer that you gave me.
Yeah.
So what would be the benefit to having one console over another if everything's just coming to everything? What would be the preference?
I don't think well there wouldn't be, but I don't think there needs to be because it's the only thing that we use like this. When you really think about it, it's the only I can't think of another genre like this. Like I don't know what type of TV you have, but whatever TV you have, you can watch Netflix on.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch Netflix on I have an LG TV. If you got a Samsung TV or a Sony TV, you can go ahead and watch whatever. You can watch the same thing I'm watching. There's
I see
nothing
what you're saying. You're saying no matter what, you're still going to be loyal to a specific brand, whether it has everything that the other brand has or not. So,
right
for
like
instance, there are people that literally will be like, I only play on PlayStation, but the game that they're playing is Call of Duty.
right, right because something like this, right? The hardware itself could be the difference. Maybe something as simple as the way the sticks are is the reason why you prefer Xbox. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of having it to be because of the software, but again, my biggest thing is the lie behind it. It's not because they're gonna make the game better or anything like that. Not in this day and age. It's because you're gonna have money. attached to it. You're gonna have a reason to purchase that console versus another one. It's another reason to make you buy that console. But at the end of the day, like I said, I would love to play Horizon Forbidden West with an Xbox controller,
Well, you
which
can on a
technically
PC right now.
PS now. Yeah. Well, yeah,
PC's
yeah.
great.
Zero
PC
Dawn.
PC is pretty much doing what you're saying right now,
Yeah.
and they're completely graying the line on
Yeah.
where Xbox versus PlayStation, and it's more like
Yep.
Xbox meets PlayStation.
Right. And the only ones that are holding back is PlayStation. Because for all intents and purposes, if something's coming out on the Xbox, you're going to be able to play it on the PC. PlayStation is putting a time limit behind it. But now with what they did with God of War and Zero Dawn, and I don't see one PlayStation game that doesn't have the possibility of going to PC. I don't see why they wouldn't with time, right? Like, why wouldn't they eventually just drop it on PC? Why wouldn't Returnal eventually come to PC? Why? Why wouldn't Ratchet and Clank eventually come to PC? Why? PS Now is already there, so you can play a lot of these games on the cloud anyways. Now they just let you. What they won't do is what Microsoft is doing. Like, they won't let you download them, but I can see them putting it on Steam and having you pay for it. The same way that they did with Zero Dawn, and it sold well. The same way they did with God of War, and it sold well. God of War is PlayStation's baby. If they could put that thing on PC, any game could go on PC. You know what I mean? So
That's fair.
I don't know.
That is pretty much like the mascot of PlayStation, other than Horizon, and that's even on PC right now. So
What's bigger than God of War? Even if you mention Uncharted, Uncharted's on PC.
yep, Uncharted. I mean, the only thing that's kind of missing right now is like Last of Us and a couple others.
Right, and if they could, and I could see Uncharted on a PC too. Uncharted, Last of Us is Naughty Dog as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all Naughty Dog, so why not? They'll just wait, milk it out, and then go from there. But I think PlayStation, it's crazy, man. The way Xbox did things this generation, I think they just flipped it on them, and they weren't ready for it, because it used to be Microsoft needs better exclusives. Now it's PlayStation needs exclusives, because without the exclusivity, what's the point of having a PlayStation right now? So then again, when those games don't hit, to me, it's like, I don't know, man.
I think that has PlayStation a little nervous because they know Microsoft's wallet is just dumb. So I mean, it's going to be an interesting generation, and I'm happy to say that I'm ready on all sides.
Yep.
I don't care at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm playing a game. I don't care which console that it's on. I would rather it be on Xbox. That's where the homies are. But if it isn't, I ain't tripping, and I'm going to have a good ass time playing it. You know what I'm saying?
I told you my son has a PS5, right? And I asked him, because he plays Apex Legends. Apex Legends and Warzone is what he plays the most, right? So I asked my son, I was like, why did you get a PS5? He was over at my house a few weeks ago, and he was playing on the PS4 Pro. He just reached a diamond in Apex Legends. He's really good. But anyways, I asked him, I was like, why did you want a PS5 so much? And he was honest with me. And I believe this with a lot of other PlayStation fans. He said having a PS5 is a flex.
Ooh. It's not a lie.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie. This generation, having a PS5 is a flex. Number one, they're hard to get, right? You can't find them in the freaking wild. And more people, that household name of a PlayStation, more people know that for whatever reason than Xbox, right? Now, you could walk to a mom at Walmart and mention PlayStation, and she might know exactly what it is. You mention Xbox, you might not fully know. But my son literally is like, yeah, I go to school and I tell them that I got a PlayStation 5, and automatically it's a flex. It's like having an iPhone. There's so many people out there that have an iPhone that tell you the iPhone is better, but they can't really tell you why. I had somebody one time tell me that the screen on the iPhones are better than Samsung screens.
But that's where they get the screens. So.
Exactly. The idiot didn't know that the screens come from Samsung. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is a Retina display. I'm like, yo, my man, my man, do you understand that they got the screen from? It's the same thing to me, like having a PS4. Because I'll be honest with you, man, I'm chilling with my PS4 Pro right now. I'm chilling with it. So
Well, they haven't stopped supporting it yet. In fact, they started reproduction on some of them PS4s. So
y'all
it
stop,
ain't
man.
it ain't over yet. It ain't
They
over
believe in
yet.
generations, though. Remember that.
All right, man. Now let's flip the question the other way. We only got a couple of questions left,
Yeah.
and then I'll let everybody go ahead and do whatever. But by the way, I appreciate everybody that's here. But anyways, what's a dream come true for y'all or for you in gaming?
A dream come true in gaming.
Is it kind of what you just said, or do you have a different dream kind of in mind?
No, this is what I want and what I need to happen. If not, no matter what happens, this will be a L for me. Xbox Series X needs to show its power. Th- That's it. I want them to drop a game that clearly, definitively shows the power of this freaking machine, not being held back, that we can't blame the developers, that doesn't need to be patched up, just utter power, godly, like just amazing. You gotta understand, this thing could do the Master Chief Collection at 4K 120. 4K 120. You
That's a
tell me
flex, so
that's a flex. What PC can run the Master Chief Collection at 4K 120? Like you gotta have a pretty nice PC to do that.
right.
The Xbox Series X could do that. So why can't we get a freaking next gen game that blows anything that Sony has out of the water?
I mean, you're
That's what I
right
want.
because I have a 3080, and I mean, it starts breathing hard on some of these games when I mean, I only have a 1440 screen, but
Yeah,
sometimes, sometimes I like to turn it all the way up
push it.
anyways,
Yeah.
just to see, how
Hmm.
everything's looking, how everything's working, make sure it ain't nothing just gonna cut off randomly.
Yeah.
And bro, my PC be breathing
Hmm.
sometimes, right? So, and that's 4K 60 for some games, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, like you're saying about Master Chief Collection being 4K 120,
That's a different flex. 4K 120.
that's double.
Chat, you need to listen. 4K 120. That's serious. 1080p 120. That's all day. PC's been doing that. But yeah, you spending pretty money to do that.
Mm,
But I
those are
heard
facts.
1440p is the sweet spot, anyways. A lot of PC gamers like that. I know
Yeah,
ISO plays 40p. I
yeah.
think
That's what
Jersey's Finest does too.
I honestly don't even play that much games on my PC. I'm more of a console gamer, but like when all else fails, or if Epic's giving away games,
Hmm.
you ain't gonna catch me slipping. I'm gonna go
Right,
ahead and get those free games, or if it's a couple dollars on a nice ass game, I'm gonna buy it.
bro. Them sales be crazy, bro.
Yes, yes, they do. Steam sales, Epic
Yep.
sales, those things be wild. I try to dodge anything that has to do with the EA launcher though, because I just hate it.
Oh yeah, yeah. All them
Um,
damn launch.
yeah, EA just slipping on all fronts right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't want to get into that because I'll start yelling about Madden. But anyways, what do you enjoy doing outside of gaming, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. So hobby wise, man, for me is just working out. So I do like to work out from time to time. I should be a little bit better at it, but you know, get lazy and stuff. And just family time, man, for real. Because like I said, I work right now in a different state than what my family's in, just because it makes some better financial sense right now. But so anytime I get a chance to like fly out there or spend time with them, like for sure. So whenever, and I realize that too. I know people like to say don't make excuses, like everyone got family, everyone got kids or whatever. But when I'm with my family, I gain way less. I gain way less because I'm interacting with them. When I'm out here and I'm by myself or whatever, gaming definitely keeps me out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Family doesn't have to worry about where I'm at on a Saturday night if I'm out clubbing at the bar or whatever. Like, nah, I'm over here on a Twitch stream. We're freaking, whoever watching my Twitch stream, just chilling. Sometimes sipping on some apple juice. I be sipping on apple juice from time to time. It's not really apple juice, but
I
I
feel
be
you.
sipping on some apple juice, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, just working out, family time, and I like music too, so I listen to a lot of music. I listen to battle rap too, so I actually listen to a lot of battle rap. But that's it, and then go
He
go to
likes
my
the
church.
heat. He likes
Yeah,
the heat.
yeah. Yeah, and I go to my church on Sunday, give me a little bit of Jesus, and then that's it, man. Chilling.
And then go sin.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
He knows, bro. I try, man. I try, man. He know I'm trying. He know my heart. He know my heart.
Yeah, man. I swear I'm gonna give you a nickname just from me to you, and it's gonna be Doc Diesel.
Doctor, that's
Because
what's
I
up,
swear
man.
it's all about family for you, bro.
It's
It
all about
really is.
family. Yeah, yeah. Ain't nothing like family. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
So, any questions you got for me before we wrap this up? The one question I'll tell you not to ask, or
Yeah.
actually, you can ask whatever you want because we got a whole crowd of new people in here, so I don't care. Go ahead.
I got one question.
What's up?
I went through your channel and I saw everyone that you've interviewed. What do we got to do to get you to grow? Because I feel like you're doing a lot of great work and you're not getting the recognition for it. Now, I'm already going to retweet this. I'm already going to reshare this. But what the hell is missing? What do you think is missing? Because I've seen a few of your interviews. I'm like, yo, my dude's good. Like, so I can't. Usually, I could pinpoint when someone's missing something, but I can't pinpoint it.
It's the time, man.
Is that what it is?
It's the time. I think a lot of people will roll through and maybe see my video, but they see that 1.5, 45 minutes, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and they're just like, I don't know about all of that now. Like I want to learn about bro, but can you turn that into maybe a 15-minute segment? And I can't do that. Maybe if I had somebody to help me out with like TikTok videos or something like that.
That's not
to
a
make
bad
them short.
idea though.
But,
Like if you could like edit the interviews into short clips, but then still have the full interview too.
Right.
It's not a bad idea. Okay.
That's an interesting idea that I thought of.
That's not a bad idea.
But just to tell you right now, like the average view duration of here, we've been holding around 30, but it's about 20 minutes. People are in and out. People are in and out. And I know that's going to happen. I've accepted that, but at the same time, I am looking for other avenues to be able to grow a little bit better. And other things I've been trying to do is maybe come out with different things. Like I have this new thing that I have actually an episode coming out tomorrow. It's only like 5 minutes long, but it's just about, and I called the show Grinding My Gaming Gears. And it's just little things that I talk about real quick that just,
that's good.
I just talk about what irritates me real quick, and then I'm out.
I could tell you got the creativity in mind too, because when I heard the title, like Behind the Sticks, I was like, "Ooh, that's clever." I was like, "I like that. That's clever." Like, who's the person behind the sticks? I was like,
Right.
okay, and it sets the tone for like what type of interview it is that you're gonna do. So, and then everyone that I saw, like, it wasn't really no capping or no extra fanboy stuff. It's just okay, who's the person behind the stick? Like, that's really clever. I
Right,
think your
because
idea of the segments is smart though, because like I watch like the Joe Rogan podcast and Andrew Schultz or whatever, but they grab little clips of that podcast and they'll put it up on YouTube, and then you'll watch little clips, and then from one of the clips will just get you, and you'll be like, all right, let me just go ahead and watch the whole podcast.
right.
So that might be a good idea. That might be a good
because
idea, bro.
Shannon Sharp does that same thing with his
Shannon
show.
Sharp, yeah.
Yeah, because I love Shannon Sharp. So I actually
Yeah.
mainly
Skill.
made my I mainly made They Said We Said, and this might be news to a lot of people that are watching that haven't heard me say this. I initially made They Said We Said based off of Undisputed, right?
Okay.
So I was supposed to be pretty much like Shannon, and my bro Loke, which he lives in Africa. He's my other person that I have the podcast with mainly. He was supposed to be pretty much like the Skip, right?
Skip Bayless.
Yeah, where he'd say things that get under my skin,
Yeah.
and I gotta use my outside voice a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I get a
The
little
greatest man that ever played basketball.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's originally what we had sought out to do, and we kind of still do some of that or whatnot. I love it. Oh, Drummond, Skip in the chat.
Skip. I remember. This is one clip where you could look up like when Shannon times where like Skip or Noah Shannon Sharp or something like that. And it was one time where Skip said that Kyrie Irving should have been the MVP of the finals because he hit that one shot, and Shannon Sharp was just looking down at his nose, and he looked up at him. He looked up and he was like, "What the hell are you saying?"
What you say about the goat?
Yeah, what you saying? I like, don't say it. Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip.
See,
Don't
there
do
you
that.
go again, Skip.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He's like,
yeah,
is it my turn yet? No, it's not your turn. Yeah, that's too funny.
so those are who I creation from to be able
Hmm.
to make a channel, and then behind them sticks. I didn't even know Shannon Sharp had his own show where he was doing things, but after I noticed, I made a couple episodes of it. Matt Likes Games was my first episode that I had in
Yeah.
there. You can really tell that the episode was the show was brand new because I had like none of these banners. I didn't have
Yeah.
anything scrolling across the top. No
Yeah.
gameplay. It was just his name, my name, and behind them sticks in the corner.
Yeah.
With my first logo that I ever made, that I made on my phone. So it was really tiny, but I started to do some of those episodes, and then I noticed that Shannon Sharp had his, and I started to take a little bit off of his show. I
Yeah.
took a little bit from the Herd, because the Herd
Yeah.
used to have like this thing where he'd say like 3 words, which we're
Yeah.
actually going to be getting into here in just a moment. But he had this thing where he'd describe a franchise or a team in just 3 words, right? So I actually brought that to my show, which I'll bring up right now. I want you to describe gaming for me in just 3 words.
Oh, that's tough.
You're on the hot seat.
All right. In just 3 words. Safe emotional expression.
Safe emotional expression.
Safe emotional expression.
That's what's up. That is very Doc Dark of you, or should I say, Doc Diesel.
Yeah, I hope the chat can read into that however they want. But yeah, safe emotional expression.
CDM Flips said Game Pass Ultimate.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
That was the best 3 words from the chat I've ever got.
That's hilarious.
That
Because they
was
be acting like I like Game
fantastic.
Pass Ultimate that much. No, I do. It's the
That
best deal
is-
in gaming.
That was too good. But
That's
but yeah, man, I appreciate you a ton for taking your time, and yeah, it ran a lot longer than you had anticipated being
Yeah.
on here. But man, that was great conversation.
I
really-
appreciate you, man.
I really
appreciate you having
appreciate
me on.
it. Yeah, man, you keep doing what you're doing. You obviously got a formula that works for you. So you just keep plugging away at it, man. Holla at me if you need anything, or if you ever want to be on any of the other shows that I've been producing and whatnot. You got a seat. You got a seat at
I
my
appreciate
table.
it, man. Thank you. The same thing to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're good at it. So, like I said, I watched a few of your other interviews before I hopped on. I was like, okay, and you were interviewing some big dudes too. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I appreciate
try.
you, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, chat, for stopping by. And yeah, man, I know I said I was only gonna be able to be on for an hour, but I was able to talk to ISO and we switched some stuff out. So shout out to you, ISO. So I appreciate you. So
Yep. And everybody that happens to be watching, do me a quick favor, hit that like button. If you
Yes.
enjoyed this interview,
Now
please
like and
go on ahead
subscribe.
yeah, hit that subscribe button and share this video out so other people can meet and see about these dope gamers throughout the world, because it's not just here in America, it's not within this region, it is all about just the entire world. Everybody that likes to game, I want to talk to you. I don't care if you're, you love your console a little more than you should or what. I don't give a damn. I don't care. As long as you can keep it simple and just talk about your past within the game and just have some fun, kick back, holler at me. But y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here with Ham Solo 05 Gaming and Doc Dark 1985. Levels to the shit, right?
Yeah, there's
I need to stop
levels to
cursing. I
this.
need to take.